Welcome to Quillbilly Garage. Today we're going to take a look at yet another vehicle that has been in the family for quite a long time. Stuffed out here in the garage. Hasn't been on the road in quite a while. This is a 1934 Chevrolet pickup. It has the, to be specific, a 206.8. I don't know if they call that a 206 or a 207, but it's inline 6 overhead valve engine and a 4-speed transmission. So my dad and I went and picked up this truck when I was a kid, and I remember going off to the big city and driving this back on, busy highways, and it was quite an experience bringing it back. Made it home no problem, but shortly thereafter we ended up having to have the rear end rebuilt, and some friends of ours helped us do that. We went to a wrecking yard, an old wrecking yard about an hour away from us that probably hadn't had a vehicle brought in for, 20 years. So everything in there was old. Pretty neat yard. And got the truck back together, and my dad drove it around. I ended up driving it to high school a fair bit. Hauled my engine to the machine shop in the back of it. These trucks, or this truck anyway, it's got springs of course, but it does not have any shocks. And so if you'd be going down the road and hit a truck hole or something and get to bouncing, it would not stop bouncing until you came to a stop. So the previous owner of this sold Watkins products, and we went ahead and left the logo on the side of the truck. And that seems to be how all my family and friends who have known the truck since way back then, they always call it the Watkins truck. So my dad bought this in the sometime in the 80s, and I think it was restored, basing it on some of the color schemes and the last lube sticker in the door jamb. I believe it was probably quote unquote restored in 1978. Sorry I can't get a full big shot of it here in the garage, but we'll take a look at what we can. I remember driving this in high school, and the headlights were so dim. 6-volt. The driving lights down there attached to the bumper, or fog lights, whatever they are, they put out more candle power than the headlights, it seemed. Okay, back to mentioning the color scheme. Speaks 70s to me. It's yellow. Basically, the truck is kind of stock, but the interior that they put in it is yellow, fuzzy material. And the built-in places they put for tapes, they are sized for 8-track tapes. And that's one of the things my friends that used to ride in this truck remember, is that I had a 8-track player between the seat, plugged into a 6 to 12 volt converter, and I had some great old classic rock 8-tracks that I'd play when we'd drive this around. Bucket seats, I don't imagine they're original. It seems like I've seen some stock 34 Chevy trucks that had bucket seats, but to be honest, I don't know if that's original or if that was an original option, or if they were all bench seats. These obviously aren't original, or at least don't have original type of upholstery. So back in high school, or actually probably shortly thereafter, I was driving it and it blew a head gasket. The engine only had 6,000 miles on a rebuild when we got it, when my dad bought it. But anyway, blew a head gasket. We had the head machine work done, put a new head gasket on it. Never got it back. We put it back together, but we never got it quite totally roadworthy again. It sat for a number of years, and then my dad hired a guy to get it running. He got it running not well, enough that we were able to move it around a little bit. And to be honest, I think it might be something as simple as adjusting the valves, but anyway, we'll get back to that. at a future episode. In the meantime, the truck's been sitting here in the garage, looking good. And that's about it for this episode. Some future date we'll get this out, maybe clean it up and do another video shoot of it. And then hopefully get it running at some time. One thing the previous owner back from the early 80s mentioned was that he had it parked somewhere and somebody stole all the hubcaps off, all 5 of them. So thanks for tuning into this episode of Quillbelly Garage. Stay tuned for more fun on this project and others. Thanks for watching.